All right, I'd like to call the order the Dutchess County LDC Finance and Audit Committee meeting. Jasmine, can you take a roll call, please?
Mark Doyle,
Yeah.
Kathy Bauer,
Here.
Jane Picone.
Here.
And I just want to mention that Mark is virtual and we do have quorum in the office. And also with us today, we have from RBT CPA, Shannon Manisi. Okay, has everyone had a chance to look over the minutes from the last meeting of October 2nd? Do we have any corrections?
Not that I see, so I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I will second that motion.
Sorry. Mark Doyle, Kathy Bauer,
Approved.
Jane Picone.
Approve.
Okay, is there any old business?
No.
All right, so we will move into the audit. Shannon?
Sure.
Okay.
So page 1 is the auditor's report, and the LDC did receive a clean opinion. Again, that is the best opinion that you can have. And pages 2 and 3 are just the continuance of that report. Pages 4 and 5 are the management's discussion and analysis, which is a summary of the activities of the LDC, actually, and page 6. The currently known facts, decisions, or conditions is a summary of the minutes. But we will get into the detail of those summaries on page 7, starting with the statement of financial, or the statement of net position. So you will see that cash did decrease about $276,000, and that is due to the expenses being more than the revenues for 2024. All of the remaining balance sheet items are fairly consistent, other than the receivables went down slightly, but that is just timing. You'll see in your non-current assets, you have your current assets, and then you have intangible right to use asset, and that's based on the lease of the space right here. And the change in your fixed assets is just due to depreciation. So overall, your assets were down $354,000. If we look to your liabilities, they are fairly consistent, almost right on from last year. And your lease liability has decreased because you're into another year of the lease term. So your overall net position is $2,857,881. On page 8 is your statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position. So you'll see that your administrative and closing fees are down approximately $494,000. Last year, there was Bard College of $345,000. Tompkins of $121,000 and Marist of $142,000, with 2024 only having Bard at $108,000 and Trinity at approximately $5,000. Your service contract revenue did go up $34,000, and most of that is due to the $50,000 increase with the LDC. So your overall revenues were $913,000. If we look to the expenses, they're all fairly consistent. You'll notice that payroll is up about $43,000, and that's just having a new employee for fiscal 2024. And you'll see your professional fees and service contracts are up approximately $60,000. Your contract with development counselors is up $39,000, and you have low-key Brill expenses for approximately $22,000 related to the Bard College monitoring. So overall, your expenses are 1.297, which is up about 120,000 from last year. Luckily, we have some interest income again, holding strong for 129,000, and that's up 39,000 from last year. So overall, the change in net position is down 281,000 from last year, but you have a strong net position, so that doesn't really affect it. You're still holding strong with your net position at 2.8. And then page 9 is just the change in your cash beginning to your cash ending balances, which we just went over all that activity. There, again, no changes in your notes, which are on the following pages. It just shows the breakout on page 12 of your fixed assets and your leases. And the lease liability is noted on page 13. You also see the breakout of your professional service contracts for that $712,000 by the different entities. Note 5 is your conduit debt, which is presented in detail in your back schedule. This has a lot more conduit debt than the IDA. And on page 14, just a summary of the related party transactions and the new GASB pronouncements, which again, none will have a material effect on these financial statements. So although there was a loss, it's still a good year. And it's just based on not having the same projects that you did in 2023. If we flip to page 15, that's just the summary of all the conduit debt. You'll see you have a couple of new ones for Bard and for Trinity. So that was 53 million right there. And then you get into the supplemental for the projects and the employment data on those projects. And the ones that are highlighted, we do have the remaining information on most of those, I do believe at this point, and they will be filled in for your next meeting. So pages 18 and 19 are the compliance and internal control letters, and the LDC, as noted on page 20, did not have any internal control or compliance findings. So again, very good job. Any questions?
We just had the recommendation for the cyber.
Yep, just a recommendation, yep.
Okay.
There are no findings.
Anybody have any questions or anything they want to bring up? No? Okay, is anyone willing to make a recommendation that we present the final draft of the audit to the board at the next meeting?
I'll make that recommendation.
I'll second that.
Mark Doyle,
Approve.
Kathy Bauer,
Approved.
James McComb.
Approve.
All right, if we don't have anything else, we're adjourned.